The Scholastic Ball Report is sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Central Bank, Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, Ford Brothers Auction, Kentucky Orthodontics and Invisalign, La Rosa's Pizza, Mingy Beef Jerky, Prep Spin, P-Rats, Rafferty's, Raising Cane's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.
Hello and welcome into the Scholastic Ball Report. I'm BRIGID DEVRIES sitting in for Gary Ball as your host this week, and we've got a great show for you this week. As always, we have a feature from WKYT, and our Crown Trophy Athlete of the Week is Braylee McMath from Great Crossing High School. Our Roberts Insurance Team of the Week is the South Laurel Girls High School basketball team. And from Nicholasville, we have the Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week. From UK Sports Medicine, another great segment from Cole Reinhardt. He's going to talk to us about wound care. But we know what you want. You want the best high school highlights in the state of Kentucky, brought to you in Game Time by Brian Milam and Lee K. Howard.
Well, not many high school games tonight, but Madison Central was hosting rival Madison Southern. First quarter, Southern's Trent DeVries. The defense is going to come out, so he makes him pay. 3 balls, good. Game tied at 4. Southern's Jay Rose gets into the lane, hits the off-balance shot, knotted the game at 6. Then at the other end, Central's Cole Brown beating the guys off the dribble, and nice little reverse goes down. Central misses the baseline jumper here, but Kenyatta Hardage is right there for the bucket and the stick back. Central trailed for much of this game, but they come back to get the win. 65-61 the final there.
We're just a third of the way through this year. Can we redouble our efforts? Can we really make it to where we can finish this strong?
5 weeks down, 5 weeks to go in the high school basketball season before the playoffs begin. But as the season rolls along, COVID-19 is canceling games at a rate that is elevating in a hurry. After 16% of scheduled games were canceled in week 1, that percentage has increased from 24 to 35 to 37% in week 4, and now it's back down to 29% in week 5.
We knew we would see more games canceled, more games postponed in indoor sports. In reality, it's gone about as we expected.
JULIANN TACKETT says a vast majority of cancellations have been the result of quarantines following a positive test. Quarantines usually last 10 days for players or coaches that come in contact with COVID-19 but don't contract it. As for players or coaches that test positive, they're required to sit out at least 16 days before returning to play.
It's really been tough. Now, first I thought I could kind of weather it because we do have so many returning guys, but even still, that's really knocked us off our feet.
In Fayette County, Bryan Station has been hit the hardest by COVID-19. The defenders have had not 1, not 2, but 3 shutdowns this season. 5 weeks into the season, Bryan Station has only played 5 games. On the other side of the spectrum, a handful of teams in Fayette County have avoided isolation periods entirely. That group includes the Lady Bulldogs of Dunbar High.
We're being super careful with everything that we do, but I think the biggest thing that's helped us is we've had to completely rethink how we practice. We only practice our varsity team an hour and 15 minutes a day.
As we inch closer to the postseason, keeping a tight bubble is a point of emphasis for JULIANN TACKETT.
The ability to be successful going forward is not going to depend on what the 12 to 15 athletes on a basketball team do. It's going to be what the community does. Do they really buy in to public health advice and other advice that will get this virus put away? And if we want the fun stuff, we've got to do the not fun stuff for another little while.
That fun stuff includes the Sweet 16. The boys are scheduled to play March 31st through April 3rd, and the girls April 7th through the 10th. As for attendance, whether it's 15% or 30% capacity, he's just thankful the Sweet 16 is taking place after canceling the event almost 1 year ago.
It's going to be different, but it's going to happen. It's going to be 2 groups of 5 kids and 3 officials working their tails off. And that was our #1 goal, and we remain laser focused on that happening.
Reporting in Lexington, Alex Walker, WKYT.
Welcome back into the Scholastic Ball Report. William Warfield here, the king of stream with you, and got another great interview here lined up with our athlete of the week, and Braylee McMath from Great Crossing High School over there in Georgetown. And Braylee, congratulations on being the Crown Trophy athlete of the week.
Thank you. I didn't even know that.
You are, yes, ma'am. And, we saw that you scored your 1,000th point this past week, and congratulations on that as well.
Thank you.
So talk up to us a little bit about your role on the team. I know that, under Coach Wilson, you've done some pretty good things there for Great Crossing, but you also work, I believe, with, is it Coach Price as well in the off-season doing drills and things like that?
Yeah, I've been with Coach Price since 7th grade.
Yeah. So, Coach Price definitely put some really good, solid point guards out there, and you're one of them. We've been able to see you play over the years, not only when you played at Scott County back in 7th grade and so on, but also here for Great Crossing. Just talk to us about your role and your game out there on the court if you can.
Sure. Okay, so coming from Scott County, I was playing behind a lot of good players, like you said, a lot of good point guards. So coming to Great Crossing, I definitely had to fill that same sort of role that they did. And, just being a young, inexperienced team last year, they were all looking to me, and I've just always been able to thrive there. And, it's easy being a leader when you're a point guard. So I know my coaching staff and my teammates have a lot of faith in me, so that helps.
Yeah, you really do a great job out there on the court when we're talking about distributing the basketball. You obviously get your teammates involved quite a bit. But just making your way to the basket and being able to shoot the threes and the things that you do out there, I mean, you're a well-rounded point guard, if you will. What would you accredit your success to, or who would you accredit your success to?
Definitely playing under, Morgan Four and Juliet Smith, players like that. And like you said, playing under Coach Price has developed me a lot, and playing under the Great Crossing coaching staff has allowed me to be more confident in my ability to play. So, yeah.
One of the things that you've been able to do over the last few years is evolve your game, and again, just getting your teammates involved and being able to evolve into the point guard that you have become has been a special thing to watch. Do you ever go up against anybody that where you kind of get butterflies in the stomach, so to speak, or if you're nervous or that type of thing?
Not necessarily, definitely in my younger years, definitely got nervous, but when you get out there, you don't really think about anything. You just do it. So yeah, there's a lot of good, experienced teams that we played last year and we played this year, but you just have to do what you know best, and I don't really worry about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, one thing that we do know is that you're an excellent, person in the classroom. Your GPA is a 4.0, and do great things with that. Do you ever tutor or anything like that with some of the younger girls that are on the team or anything?
We definitely help each other out whenever somebody's struggling in the classroom, but nothing serious like that.
Right. Well, congratulations, Braylee. I mean, you're a fun player to watch, and I know come tournament time we'll be able to see you again. And, you're doing big things over there at Great Crossing, and we appreciate you joining us on the show today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yep. Braylee McMath, our Crown Trophy player of the game. Braylee will go over to Crown Trophy. Ryan Tyson, he'll have her plaque over there ready for her. And we'll see you guys again with our Crown Trophy Athlete of the Week next week. Welcome back into the Scholastic Ball Report. William Warfield here, the king of stream with you. And excited today once again because we get to highlight the Team of the Week. And this week's Team of the Week, matter of fact, they won 7 of their last 8 games. The South Laurel Lady Cardinals. Coach Chris Souter. Coach, who do we have here with us today? And first off, congratulations on your latest week in playing high school basketball.
Thanks, William. It's always a pleasure to be on here, and I think it's the first time at South Laurel's Team of the Week, so that's always good. And with me today, I've got junior PRESLEY, senior Bree Howard, sophomore Emily Cox.
All right. Ladies, I'll let each one of you talk about your role on the team, and Rachel, we'll start with you.
My role for the team is just to rebound and be a presence on the inside, and I think that helps with defense because other teams are usually not wanting to drive in and out of the paint.
All right, Bree?
I believe my role is I'm the only senior, so a big role for me is to lead my team and step up and be positive sometimes. So it's more like a role for a big role.
And I'll let you go ahead as well and tell us what your role is.
My role is to come in and clean up on the boards and put down big rebounds.
Yeah. Coach, you're experienced head coach. Obviously everybody knows you from your days there at Mercer County with the 2 state championships. But last year, your team was the last team to win a ball game when you think about the 2019-20 season, and you all left Rupp Arena with the last win of the season. And I know that's kind of carried over into this year, Coach. Just talk a little bit about that and, being able to even play in a COVID situation that we've got here this season.
Right. Last year was a special year, and we had a lot of adversity in the year, and of course it ended with adversity by being shut down. And the kids never really wavered, and we kind of peaked at the right time. And Sacred Heart had beaten us pretty good in the season, and when we got that draw, our kids just kind of took it in stride, and we were playing our best basketball in the year. So it was disappointing because we felt like we had as good a shot as anybody left.
You certainly had a great season last year, Coach, and like I said, carrying over to this season, 7 out of your last 8. What has changed for you all over this latest win streak that you've put together?
Well, first of all, we lost the 3 seniors we lost. Combined in their career, they scored 61 points. So that's hard to replace. So even though we had people back, roles were different, expectations were different, and then after our first game. We got shut down for 10 days. And then we had an injury. So that really set us back. And so when we came back, we struggled. We were struggling to figure out who we were and how we should play. And I was struggling. How should we play? Should we play fast? Should we play slow? Should we play through Rachel? I like to shoot threes. I like to press. So I just feel like right now, we're just now figuring out who we are. And it's kind of showed on the court the last couple of weeks as we just seem to be getting better and better.
Yeah. And, Coach, I guess we'll finish this up. What would you say about each one of the girls there that we have in front of us? And, what would your take be on their play this season?
Well, Rachel here is right. We kind of run everything through her. We kind of take an inside-outside approach. And, Rachel's really unselfish. There's times I wish she would, she throws it out a lot. I wish she would score more. But that's just the kind of player she is. We rely on her a lot. She can't get in foul trouble. She's that, rim protector in there. She's now can step out and shoot the 3 as well. So her game's evolving, and she's got a whole year left. So we put a lot on her shoulders, but she's doing a great job handling that. And Bree's was in a tough spot. Being the only senior, and having basically all this coming back with COVID and stuff. So. But Bree is another one that, she's committed to Midway to continue to play basketball. She's one of the harder-nosed kids I've coached. We kind of go round and round sometimes, but at the end of the day, that's why she plays is because she is that tough, hard-nosed kid. And then Emily. Emily is one of those versatile players that I've asked her to do a lot. I kind of challenged her ago to do more. She's worked real hard, but to do more. And just like our last game, she had 17 points and 15 rebounds. And those are the things that we ask her to do. So we've got these 3 young ladies are kind of the core of our team, but we've got a lot of other young kids too that we're depending on.
Coach, you're certainly doing a great job, and we wish you all nothing but the best of success the rest of this season, and hopefully we'll see you again at Rupp Arena, Coach.
Well, I appreciate it, and I hope you're right. Anytime, we love doing the show.
All right, ladies, congratulations on 7 out of the last 8. Keep it going.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back into the Scholastic Ball Report. From UK Sports Medicine today, we have Cole Reinhardt, who's going to talk to us a little bit about wound care. Welcome in, Cole.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
So tell us a little bit about the treatment procedures for wounds.
Yeah, so the first step in all wound care is to stop the bleeding. You always want to use an absorbent material such as gauze or a sponge to cover the wound. And then you're going to want to use your hand to apply pressure, as pressure can help close the blood vessels and stop the bleeding. After you're applying pressure, you want to elevate the wound above your heart, as gravity will help to slow the bleeding down. And the last step that you can try to do to slow the bleeding would be adding ice around the wound, as ice constricts the blood vessels and will help to slow the bleeding even more.
Well, let's say you apply all those treatments, and then when should you seek medical treatment for a wound?
Yeah, so there are certain guidelines for when you should go seek medical treatment from a healthcare professional. And the first rule of thumb is always, if the bleeding doesn't stop within 10 minutes, you should seek out treatment from a medical professional. Also, the size of the wound is really important. So if the cut is longer or deeper than ½ an inch, it will probably require stitches, as the edges probably won't be able to close. Also, any cut over the face or over any joint, such as the elbow or knee, will have a really tough time healing, and so those often require stitches. And the last rule of thumb to know whether you should go seek medical treatment or not is if it's an animal bite or a puncture, as those will often are more prone to receiving an infection.
So once you say stop the bleeding, how should you care for it after that?
Yeah, so the best course of treatment for cleaning a wound is going to be using soap and water. Some sources will tell you that using hydrogen peroxide is better, but this hydrogen peroxide actually kills some of the healthy tissue within the wound. And so soap and water has been found to be just as effective as hydrogen peroxide for cleaning. The other thing you want to do when you're cleaning the wound is clear out all debris, such as turf beads or little pieces of grass or dirt. All of those the debris should be removed. And then after you clean the wound, you want to apply an antibacterial cream and gauze or a bandage, and then change that bandaging every 24 hours or if it gets wet.
Well, thank you, Cole. That is fantastic information for all of us. We've all experienced that, and we need to know these types of things, how to care for wounds.
Thank you so much. I'm happy.
Yeah, Cole, go ahead.
I'm just happy to provide the information for everyone. Hope it helps people out.
That's great. UK Sports Medicine, that's Cole, bringing us in and keeping us healthy in high school sports. Thank you.
High school hardwood, Scott County riding a 3-game winning streak. Woodford County a 3-game losing skid. It was the Yellow Jackets, though, that got out to the early lead. Brian White splashes the 3 for Woodford County. Jay-Z Middleton, nice post-entry pass here to Elias Richardson for the 2 of his game-high 23 points. Near the end of the quarter, Middleton puts his defender on ice. Knocks down the triple. Scott County has won 4 straight, 73-59 the final there.
Well, that's our show for this week, and we sure hope you join us next week for another exciting show of high school sports. Special thanks are out there to the King of Stream, William Warfield, for our video streamer, and for Joel Clace, who is our director for the show. And remember, For those you see and those you don't see, you keep your eye on the Scholastic Ball Report.
The Scholastic Ball Report was sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Central Bank, Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, Ford Brothers Auction, Kentucky Orthodontics and Invisalign, La Rosa's Pizza, Mingy Beef Jerky, Prep Spin, P-Rats, Rafferty's, Raising Cane's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.